Hey y'all, what's up y'all? How everybody doing? Shout out to the pie y'all gang in the notification squad. Yeah, y'all know we on deck now. Now look, I gotta put a disclaimer out there. Disclaimer: first use at education purpose use only. All rights, image, and clips and other music material belong to their prospective owner, and we do not claim ownership. Now look, gang. Check this out, y'all. Let's get the likes up. Let's get the likes up. Let's get the likes up. And let's get the share game up too. Cause guess what? Man, somebody reached out to Trey Gang. And man, the stuff they told me, gang, I'm not even gonna lie. It made so much sense why they unalived Kenneka and why she was a target. Now watch this. Now they told me, they were like, look, Trey Gang, you got a couple of things wrong. They told me, they were like, look, Trey Gang, you got a couple of things wrong. You on the right track. They told me, they said, look, Trey Gang, you got the family so cold. You was on the right track. You know what I'm saying? You was on the right track, but you had a couple of things wrong. And the family can't even, you put them in a situation that the family like, damn, we can't even, you know what I'm saying, say it's a lie or try to tarnish Trey Gang, or you know what I'm saying, because they know you telling the truth. They know you telling the truth. You trying to figure it out, and you actually hitting it on the nail. Bro, I could tell y'all, if this narrative true, I could tell y'all the reason why they had sheets and blankets. Sheets and blanket. Why French K was on the video with the sheets and blanket. Ooh wee. So look, when you think about, check this out. This finna spill the tea. When you see French K on the footage, everybody saw him on the footage with what? Sheets and blanket. What time? Now remember, y'all, the family member came in the chat and was like, yeah, y'all don't know what y'all talking about. I could tell y'all some stuff right now and ask y'all what's the time, and y'all wouldn't even know the time. All right, we finna kill all that theory. Check this out. Everybody know what time Friends K was seen on the footage. It was just one particular time frame that he had sheets and blankets. Uh-oh. Now look. Gang, listen to what I'm saying. If you listen to the narrative, what they told y'all in the beginning, right? If you know what Friends Cave were toting the blankets and what were the blankets for, you get this.
Friday available. Not all who was readily available. Who was here on Friday night, Saturday morning?
It's a different question. Were you?
Yeah, I was here.
You were the manager, okay.
You was here Friday night.
Yeah.
Saturday morning.
Saturday, yeah, I've been here around the clock.
Oh, he said 1 o'clock. Watch this.
No, I went with that girl.
So you were working that night?
Oh,
she died.
5:30. She died like around 1 or 12.
Oh, can I stop it right there and rewind this part and go back to this?
Don't do
Friday available. Not all who was readily available. Who was here on Friday night, Saturday morning?
It's a different question. Were you?
Yeah, I was here.
You were the manager, okay.
You was here Friday night.
Yeah.
Saturday morning.
Saturday, yeah, I've been here around the clock.
Uh-oh, 1 o'clock. What time French K had sheets and blankets? Sheets and blankets on the video. Cause this right here, he should have never said he was there at 1 o'clock. And guess what? Hi, y'all. Now look, y'all remember Miss Teresa wants, look, y'all, the game so cold. The way I can show this video, if you not, check this out. From the information that was just relayed to me, and I never saw the footage the way I saw it. I've been seeing it the way this person been trying to tell me, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, oh, I see it now. Man, this shit might hit big. Look. Check this out. This is what we finna get at. So what I did was I made a video. Cause this way I'm finna do this live screen. This live screen finna be real different. And this how this live screen finna go. All right. All the information that was just related to me. And I said, I gotta do a video, but I'm not gonna drop the video. I'm gonna just drop it live like I'm doing now. It'll be easy for me to explain what really happened to Kenneka. Now, remind y'all, we already know Lenora want us to believe Kenneka was still in the room at 2-some. I'm finna give you the answer why they still want you to believe Kenneka was in the room at 2-some, right? And then they say she roamed the hall for an hour, right? I'm finna explain what was that hour theory about. Check this out. If you listen to Miss Teresa narrative, Lenora narrative, everybody narrative at 2-something, think about an hour before that when he said, yeah, I was there at 1-some. Now think about 12 o'clock. Watch this. If I prove to y'all that Bree was driving Miss Teresa's car at 11:30, right? So if you start from September 9th at 9 o'clock, check this out. If you start from September to 9 o'clock, you will see why this watch in the they already took the watch and took photos. Start from 11:30 when hold on, gang. Look. Check this out. If you knock 2 hours off, this finna expose everything. I promise y'all. I promise y'all if y'all listen to what I'm saying. Knock 2 hours off. This gonna be at 10:46. Boom. Look, if you knock this at 10:33. Boom. Look, this is gonna be at what time? What time? 10:36. Boom. Look what time this is gonna be. Going on 11 o'clock. Check this out. Once it gets to 11 o'clock, guess who will be having the keys? Bree. Because Kenneka is not actually with them. It's Bree, Monife, and Shamaya. See that? So do we match up to around 11:13 when they actually came from the hotel? And that's why Miss Teresa tried to say, yeah, she left the house at 11:13. Now look, if you see what I'm seeing right now, if this at 11:13, you got to go back while I'm showing you this video why he said, yeah, I was still there at 1. And then you got Little Meek saying, yeah, she died around 1-some-2 in the morning. So watch this. If you start off this video Watch this. Start off from 11:13. Look, in the beginning, this how we're gonna start off. Bree showed up with Shemaya and Monife at 11:13. Right? Cause she was riding on the E-way, right? She didn't want to drive on the E-way. So look, boom. So she was making these text messages right when she arrived. And look what would be going on. Now think about this. This is what the person told me. Listen, gang. Watch this. This at 11:26. What they telling me? Phone. They said, Trey Gang, you know how you say you be saying not 2 hours old? You own it. I'ma help you. You know what I'm saying? They were like, look what will be going on. Boom. Then look, boom. That's why they will be showing up right after Bree. Cause guess where TY came from? The movie theaters. That's where Bree and them was coming from. The movie theater. That's why they were asking Bree in the text message, hey, you went to the movies yet? Look, check this out. If you paying attention what's going on, right? Look, this at 11. Watch this. Scroll all the way down. This when TY and them gonna come up in there, John. Look, gang, the cold part about this here, this why they gonna need sheets and blankets. Sheets and blankets. Cause I thought they was coming back in to like do a reenactment. Cause think about it. They dropped TY live at 12 something, right? 12 something. Look how, check this out. This what they were doing the whole time on September the 9th when they came back to the hotel to clean the room that Kenneka was murdered in the room. And that's why you got Friends Cave with sheets and blankets. And if you knock 2 hours off of this, then French K sent a letter and said around 12 something, I went in the room and Kenneka was asleep. Or was Kenneka dead, Jack? Boo, y'all. Y'all see this? And look, this gonna be at 12:01. 12:01. Look what the narrative would look like at 12:01. Boom. You need sheets and blanket. Cause guess what they did to her in that room? Y'all wanna know why Kenneka was... Everybody know Kenneka sound like she was drugged in Irene video. Guess what she was drugged up on? In the autopsy report, she was still up under the drugs when they did the organ transplant. Ooh, and she was so, you know what I'm saying? She was still up on the influence of the medication that they gave her in the procedure. And she couldn't even defend herself like she wanted to. See what I'm saying? That's why they couldn't show Kenneka in Irene live video. Cause the girl was damn near on bed rest. Oh, do this make sense? Cause check this out. Cause when they told you drop that Irene live video at one song. Now look, when they dropped the Irene live video at one song, guess who they were protecting? Oh, wait. The one and only David Pena. But check this out. That's why he came in the room and said, don't call the cops. Now, somebody gave me this information, gang, and I swear this hitting harder than Franz K letter right now. Cause this finna expose Franz K to why he really need those bed sheets. And check this out. And guess what time is going on? Why is this? If you knock 2 hours off this footage, they go back to 12 o'clock, right? 12 o'clock. Look what's going on. Check this out. And the cold part, then you look, you want to know what's the cold part about this? Remember the beverage manager opened the door at 12 something? And we thought he discovered her in the freezer. He was basically unlocking it. Do that make sense now? Do that make sense now, right? Listen to the narrative, what I'm telling you. Check this out. What time is going to be? This at 12:30. And Franz K said that's when he went to the room at 12:30. Man, this boy got Trey Gang on top of the Kenneka Jenkins case. All because of that. This why you check this out. Now you finna understand. That's why he sent Trey Gang that letter. That's why he sent Trey Gang that letter. He was scared. Cause guess what? Look what was going on at 12:30. She wasn't asleep. She died in that hotel room, bro. And Miss Teresa tried to throw it off on the hospital because they did the organ transplant. You see what I'm saying? They did the organ transplant on Kenneka, bro. And when they brought her up to the hotel, she gonna be on bed rest. And that's when they was like, look, we got to, you know what I'm saying, go on and boom, boom, boom. Get rid of her. And they stabbed her in the neck. Look, hold up. Think I'm lying? Miss Teresa, check this out. Miss Teresa finna get chills when I say this. The girl died in the room. Look, when the girl died in the room, this where you finna get the sheets and blankets from. Cause she on bed rest. She can't move. You see what I'm saying? She up on the medication. It's nothing she could do. It was a perfect kill moment. Hold on, y'all. Hold up. Hold up. Man, and I got to break this down before, man, we need 100 likes right now, gang. Check this out, 12:30. Let me pull up Franz K letter. Matter of fact, I could do it like this. This finna expose Franz K. This finna expose Franz K even more. Just what I told y'all. Here go my channel. This the video, this the letter he gave me, right? And if you go right here, he said around 12 something, I proceeded to go to the room, investigate the complaint, and there's cameras on every floor, and later was turned off. This why they turned the cameras off. Boy, look, whoever hit me up gave me some exclusive shit, bro. Cause if this at 12 o'clock, then Franz K said he went on the floor. And then look, all the cameras off on the 11th 9th and the 6th floor. Keep this in mind. Miss Teresa want to keep up with the housekeeper. This how you finna catch housekeeper. This how you finna catch the 9th floor. And then this show connection on the 6th. So that's why he said, and the lower level camera was turned out. And he'll explain later. He said when he stepped out, it was what? Dude with hoodie standing outside of the room, smoking weed and drinking alcohol. Now this at 12 something. He said, look, Irene stuck her head out the door, right? Talking about, I'm up here for the music complaint. It ain't about no music complaint. Trust me. Said, yeah, I'm gonna calm everybody down in the room. Think about it's a murder going on in the room. It was actually a murder going on in that room. And that's why they can't even show Kenneka roaming the halls. That's why they need a lookalike. So look, check this out. He said, look, he said he went in the room. Think about this, gang, what he told me. He said he went in the room and smoked weed with him and saw her on the bed sleep, but didn't think nothing of it. And she had all her clothes on and the room looked normal. So I quickly sprayed myself with cologne and returned downstairs, and I immediately took towels and sheets and bed sprays upstairs to prevent the marijuana spill. It was about to prevent the marijuana spill because they stabbed that girl in that room and they needed to change the bed sheets and the quilts on that motherfucker. They changed the carpet in the room and them folk cleaned the whole crime scene in the room. That's why Andrew Holmes put Miss Reese's ass on blast. Was like, look here, the focus go back to the room. Friend, that's why friends can't sent me that letter, because if you looking at how the way I was investigating the case and just dropping video was never going live, and it was never about the weed and the alcohol. No, friends came. That girl died in the room. And this how she finna end up in the freezer. Cause look, watch this game. Check this out. Remember this video? Look. Check this out. They said, look, boom. This why they showed her bringing Kenneka out the room downstairs. They made Monife bring her out the room. This Monife and Shamaya carrying Kenneka, bruh. And guess what time it's gonna be? Watch this. This so cold, bruh. Guess what time it's gonna be? If you knock 2 hours off the footage. So boom, if this at 2 o'clock, now you see why Irene said, living on, we got videos of Kenneka still in the room at 2 something. Oh, look at this clear as day. Watch this. 12:33, 2 o'clock. Guess what Miss Teresa was doing at 2:30? 2:30. Hold up. So, if you start off, look when Bree showed up. Without Kenneka. Without Kenneka, it's just gonna be these three. They left the house. They left Miss Teresa. Matter of fact, they didn't even leave the house at 11:33. They just left the movie theater. The movie theater, gang. Watch this. If you not watch this game, I gotta mute my microphone for 30 minutes. Cause that's when I made the video. I made the video for 30 minutes. And this how the video finna go. If you agree with Trey Gang, all right. 2 hours out, Trey Gang. Just for right now. Just agree with Trey Gang. Just for right. You ain't even got to agree. Just look at it like this here. 2 hours out the footage. Irene showing up with Kenneka family members. They said 10:46. Bree finna show up in the next 15-20 minutes. At 11 something. Right? Check this out. Right here. So when Bree came in at 11:19, look who on the move. Boom. Bam. Before Bree and them get there. Look who already on the move. Check this out. Go down. This at 11 something. And when you see 1 o'clock, it's 11 something. See 12 o'clock? Yeah. So think about what Miss Teresa said, what was going on between the hours of 2, 3, 4 in the morning. Watch this, gang. This some cold shit here.
Friday available. Not all who is readily available. Who was here on Friday night, Saturday morning?
It's a different question. Were you?
Yeah, I was here.
You were the manager. Okay.
You was here Friday night.
Yeah.
Saturday morning.
Saturday, yeah, I've been here around the clock.
Hell no, I went with that girl. I went with her at all.
So you were working that night?
Oh,
She
yeah,
died?
about 5:30. She died like around 1 or 12. Like,
Hell no.
Yeah, I was here.
You were the manager. Okay.
You was here Friday night. Saturday
They didn't let
morning.
us see her until they put her in the body. We didn't see none down here. We only saw her from neck on up. And her hair was all over her head. It looked like she was stifled. I asked her friends how was her hair was when she left out the hotel. They said her hair was flat and straight down.
Guess what time? Look, watch this. Guess what time? Look, listen to what Nora just said. That's why she mentioned the fight. How was her hair when she left out their hotel room? Guess what the manager said? Yeah, I was working there one time. That's why French K had those sheets.
When I saw it, looked like it was just all over her head. It didn't add up. It didn't add up. Were you the one who spoke?
Hello. Parking inside. It's the parking lot. It's a parking lot. Park at the parking lot. You look pretty. Happy birthday. Thank you. Good as hi, my kids. I told you. What you saying over there, Slick? What you say?
So when you think about Irene live video, listen to all they narrative, what they want us to believe when the girl came up missing. And not 2 hours out the footage, and listen to what they saying 2 hours out the footage. You will be shocked who you will see in the kitchen. Gang, guess who y'all see in the kitchen? Watch this. At 2-something in the morning. 2-something in the morning. To be exactly at 2:30 in the morning. Remind y'all, at 2-something, they said she came up missing. Guess what the video show at 2-something in the morning? Watch this. What the video would show the lower level at 2:33 in the morning? What the video going to show at 2:33 in the morning? On the lower left. This finna be mind-blowing, gang. Watch this. Look who you would see at 2. Look who you would see in the kitchen at 2-something in the morning when you knock 2 hours off the footage. 2 hours off the footage.
What you say, Gil? Smart.
I really need the weed, bro.
Damn, I just got the weed.
But you just passed and they just passed it back.
Let me see who you talking to. It don't matter. I'm putting my face on it. Did you put any enforce in it? 1.5. Charlotte Weekends Connection. Hello. 926. 26. What y'all finna do? What the fuck?
Give him the fuck about it. I'm like, nah, I don't know her. There's 3 million people there. So when my little cousin called me like, yo, you see what happened to Shorty? I'm like, Shorty, who is that? He tell me, like, that's my mom, that Ruth Ann's granddaughter and all that. So I'm like, word, she grew up. So the nigga, basically what happened, like I said, she wasn't for the run. I'm from Chicago, I'm in Brooklyn. He's like, you know that bitch? I'm dumb, like, I don't really give him the fuck about it. I'm like, nah, I don't know her. There's 3 million people there. So when my little cousin called me like, yo, you see what happened to Shorty? I'm like, Shorty, who is that? He tell me, like, that's my mom, that Ruth Ann's granddaughter and all that. So I'm like, word, she grew up. So the nigga, basically what happened, like I said, after the niggas was trying to fuck her, they was trying to run her. She wasn't for the run, the train shit, you feel me? She was fucking with one nigga. Maya showed me part of the video, but she, the way it showed her throwing the nigga down on the bed and get on top of him, like, kiss him. Then she rolled over, but no one knows that part of that, like I said. But she fucking, after she did what she did, when they was chilling, they was smoking and shit, and she ducked off on her own. You feel me? Like, she ducked off on her own type shit. That's when they got her own video, walking past the front desk. Like, first of all, the freezer's not in the fucking basement. Ain't no freezer in the basement. The freezer was in the kitchen. You feel me? It's in the kitchen. That's on the main floor by the lobby area. It's like I'm from Chicago, I'm in Brooklyn. He's like, you know that bitch? I'm dumb. Like, I don't really give him the fuck about it. I'm like, nah, I don't know her. There's 3 million people there. So when my little cousin called, ain't no freezer in the basement. The freezer was in the kitchen. You feel me? It's in the kitchen. That's on the main floor by the lobby area. It's like that.
So she went by herself. Why the best friend saying, I thought she was behind me?
Because they was the best friend. First of all, there's a lot of fake pages out there. Like, a lot of them shit is fake. So, like, Monife not really writing like they say she writing. You feel me?
Oh, okay.
Like, I can, like, if I answer them, I can three-way Monife right now. Like, she's not really writing like she's writing. She's not dead. None of that shit. But the situation is, she went down there and said, you feel me? Now, the whole time, but, like, Maya saying she feel like Monife might have something to do with it. You feel me? But ain't happening in the room, you feel me? But, you feel me? Now, whatever plan Monife and the nigga that owned the motherfucking situation, but it was a coincidence. It wasn't like, it was no something. See, dude got called in the act, he copped the plea. Like, he did a deal with her type shit. Ain't no freezer in the basement. the freezer. Yeah, basically, like when she passed out, you know, she's already dead. Like, that's the exact. That's what Mike was saying. That's what the bitch is telling me. They probably thought she was already dead and put in the freezer type shit.
But I'm saying, so like, why don't everybody? So why they was trying to act like she was missing instead of just saying like, we tried to, you know what I'm saying? Try to, you know what I'm saying?
Listen, you gotta do the game. Lisa is the only one that knows what's going on.
Oh, and that's the best friend.
Yeah.
Okay, so on the page they went live on, which is Monife page. Like, okay, so that's not her posting and saying like, this my best friend and all this stuff. Yeah, I know that, but I'm saying the best friend that's posting all the pictures saying like, find her and all this stuff like that. So she wasn't posting it. Malika. Yeah.
Now look what the footage showing. Check this out. Look what the footage showing and listen to what that man's saying. Guess what time he will be saying, oh, he got caught in the act. He the one that owned the kitchen and stuff and got caught in the act, and Monife was the only one involved. This what was related to me. Look, watch this. Look what the video showed. If this at 11:56, 11:56, who will be arriving? 11:40. Look what will be going on. 11:26. Look at Bree at 11:24. Right? So what time he was talking about dude got caught in the act and caught the plea? Go back to this.
Friday available. Not all who is readily available. Who was here
on duty?
Friday night, Saturday morning?
It's a different question. Were you?
Yeah, I was here.
You were the manager. Okay.
You was here Friday night.
Yeah.
Saturday morning.
Saturday, yeah, I've been here around the clock.
Hell no, I went with that girl. I went with her at all.
So you were working that night?
Oh,
She
yeah,
died.
about 5:30. She died like around 1 or 12.
Oh, she died around about 1. Check this out. What time this is? This at 12. 12:01. Man, this shit finna hit so different. Cause that's how they got Miss Teresa caught up in the room. That's how she actually died, bruh. Look, watch this. If this at 12, if you knock 2 hours off the footage, ain't this at 2:01? This at 2 o'clock. That's why Irene said room 926. Yeah, room 926. Guess what room she actually died in, bro? And then make it so bad, look, check this out. They even, check this out, the person related to me, you even see the dude walking on the, a staff member walking on the footage. Out the room when she left. I mean, when the staff person left. Hold on, gang. Hold up. Wait a minute. Hold up. So, this at 12:04. Keep this in mind. 12:04. Then they said in the beginning, Kenneka supposed to arrive at 12:13, then switch it to 1:13, and next thing you know, they just left it at that. If you stick to Miss Teresa's script, how the truth really set her up. Look how everybody showed up at 11 and at 12. Look. Look how all the family members showed up at 11 and 12. Look how Kenneka quickly died showing up at the hotel. The girl wasn't even there for not even an hour and already died. Already died. She wasn't even at the hotel that long to, you know what I'm saying? To die like that, bruh. Soon when that girl came out that goddamn operation, bruh. Look, boom. That's why they were going up to the room to clean it. I thought they gonna be in the room like this, but the whole time they showing up to clean the actual crime scene that happened in the room. And while that was going on, gang, look what really was going on at 2-some in the morning. Do this make sense? You got to like and share this right now. Do this make sense when you go back to the police reports and they said Monife and Shemaya brought her outside by the elevators and they came back and said Kenneka was gone? Look what happened when they brought her out the room. This what they were doing and came back in the fucking room. When they came back in the room, look. Check this out, right? This at 2. We got to go to 2-some. Right here. Look. Look what they was already doing. Remember Shemaya? That's why Shemaya stuck her head out the door. Because look what they finna do next. Pow. Pow. Peeping out the elevators. And boom. Coming out the door with her, bro. Look, check this out. Boom. That's why they got Monife in 2 different spots on the surveillance footage. Man, y'all know I wouldn't be able to do this if somebody wasn't there at that hotel want to tell something. Trey Gang French K lying. He got blood on his hand too. Is that why Straight Drive said, yeah, did it happen at 1:30 or 1:50? 1:30 or 1:50. Look what would be going on at 1:30, 1:50 on the surveillance footage. 1:30, 1:50. Boom, watch this. Right after that, look what the footage would show of her in the kitchen at 2-some. Remember Kilo Brown story? Yeah, the dude this, the dude that. Look what Killer would be at 2:32. Look what Monife and them would be at. With King Ross said, yeah, they was all down there. Boom, look, check this out. Boom, 2:30. Remember y'all, Leonora said, yeah, we got 5 more other videos. Kenneka's still in the room. The Irene video. Right? So they want you to believe this at Tucson. Hold up. But if you go back at 12 some, boom, 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 look what would happen at 12 some when he went in the room. He's saying the reason why he immediately ran out the room because he smelled like bud, or he don't want to smell like death, or what happened in their room, and start bringing those sheets and blankets up there to goddamn it, change those sheets that had blood on it. Guess what time this gonna be? You see what I'm saying? Clear as day on the footage. Check this out. I just read it to you. 2 hours off the footage. What time this is? And they said nothing happened in the room. Look, so that's why little me said she died around 1 some. So this will be at 12. Now you understand why Friends K running on the footage now? And you got Leonor in them. Boo y'all. Check this out. This at 12:30. 12:30. Boom, 12:33. Boom. Look what's finna go on at 1 some. Boo y'all. 1 some. That's why everybody in that lobby. That's why everybody boom boom boom. Look. 1 some 105. Boom. The brother showed up. Leonora showed up. Friends cave on the move. Bam. Then they got a looking like. Look, 125. Remind y'all, I'm ready to go. Text messages, I'm ready to go. But keep this in mind. They throwed us out with the Irene live video. Got Kenneka in the room, supposed to be, you know what I'm saying, in the room. Boom, look. 120. Don't think about Kenneka. She ain't on that footage. That's a lookalike. Boom, 120. Now you see why police like, look, I'm ready to go. On Kenneka phone at 120. Then you got the manager talking about, yeah, I was sure at 1 o'clock. Then you got the employee saying, yeah, she died around about 1 some. 1 some. Look how the footage showing that 120. Kenneka ready to go. They texting, they ready to go. Boom. 1 some. This scratch driver said, yeah, did it happen at 1:30 or 1:50? Look, Bree coming in at 1:30. Boom, look what's happening at 1:30 to 1:50. Booyah! 1:30 to 1:50. Look where they all finna go. We gotta, look, boom. Boom. Check this out. This finna go on at what time? 2 o'clock. So when this was going on, bam. That's why they could show. Boom. That's why they screwed up on the cameras and show Monife in 2 different spots. Can't be in 2 different places at one time. Look. Next time you're gonna see, boom. Look. Ain't this finna match up? Watch this. They go here, but look what they were actually doing. That's why Irene said I last saw her at Tucson in the room. Hi y'all. And that's when the last time they saw her in the room when Monife carried her with Shemaya. Now don't that make sense at Tucson? So what Miss Reese and them had to do was drop TY video and Irene video to cover up for Crown Plaza. Not only for Crown Plaza, but they role in killing Kenneka. They want you to think Crown Plaza killed Kenneka, even though they organized her body and gave her back her to the family alive, and they had to kill her in the room. You see what I'm saying? And this the way how they did it. They stabbed the girl in the neck. And the police agreed, look, do that and we'll just cover. We with the pen and the paper. We can say this on the autopsy report, so don't worry about that. Look what will be going on at 2 o'clock. At 2:01 to be exactly. 2:01 to be exactly. Ain't Miss Teresa's son on the footage? So to protect her son, she got to protect her. Drop that video at 2 something in the morning, showing they was still in the room, because I don't want nobody to see my son on the footage and my other relative on the footage. See what y'all see where I'm going with this now? Look, boom, this had to look what will be going on outside the room at Tucson. Boom. Family members, all family members on the footage. Check this out. When Shamaya and when Shamaya and Monife got through doing what they were doing, look how they all showed up now. They playing it cool. Look where Killer would be at 2 something. 2:19. Ooh. Look, boom. He coming back in, but he finna come back down. Kill on the lower level. This at 2 something in the morning. Bam, no wonder why they on walkie-talkies. Talking to the police officer. Cause he go right here. At 2:30, look what's going on at 2:30. Then you got the sheriff. Then look, boom. That show you Irene leaving at 2:30. So boom, that means Kenneka made it to the room after surgery. This was related to me. Kenneka made it, look, after surgery, they took her to on the 11th floor. And on the 11th floor, when she was on bed rest, just came out of surgery, that's when everybody was taking advantage on her. That's why Kenneka was like, why y'all doing me like that? She didn't have enough strength to fight her own people off. So they took advantage of her, sexual assaulted her, and all these things. And once they got through doing what they were doing to her, recorded it and filmed it. So boom, once they did that, this where Irene's story kick in there. Kaboom. When Kenneka came out the room, that's why she had to be carried. She wasn't asleep. She was deceased. Stabbed. You know what I'm talking about? In the neck, and they strangled the girl. That's when they made Shamaya and Mo. That's why you're going to see them bring her out the room while everybody else was still in the room. So the hotel was like, look, we're going to edit the video, boom, 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 and show you like, look, y'all carrying her, but we also going to make it look like y'all just leaving. You know, y'all just down here searching. So now look, watch this. This at 2:01. This at 2:01, right? So Lenore was like, look, we're going to drop the video of Irene at 1 something. That's why the news reporter asked her, hey, do you know about a video on Facebook circling around at 1 something? Look what will be going on the video at 1 something. You see what I'm saying? At 1 something. A girl claimed she was a friend with a white tee on. All this stuff, bro. This goes back to what Straight Drop said. Did it happen at 130, 150? Put the news narrative with they ex Lirinora about yeah, it was a video circling around. You had last contact with your sister in one song, right? She said, did you have last contact with your sister in one song? Is we gonna see Lirinora on the footage round one something? Knocking 2 hours off the footage? Let's find out, shall we? God damn it. It shouldn't take long. Boom! Right at 1 o'clock. This right at 1 o'clock. So this right at 1:04. Look, watch this. Now you see why I put this in the beginning of the video.
Don't do
Friday available. Not all who is readily available. Who was here
on duty?
Friday night, Saturday
It's
morning.
a different question. Were you?
Yeah, I was here.
You were the manager. Okay.
You was here Friday night,
Yeah.
Saturday morning.
Saturday as well. Yeah, I've been here around the clock.
Hell no, I went with that girl. I went with her at all.
So you were working that night?
Oh,
She
yeah, about
died.
at 5:30. She died like around 1.
Oh. Ain't Lirinora with who? Ain't that's why Lirinora was sitting in the lobby at 1? How would I know this if nobody wasn't there at that night and told me this shit, bruh? You see this shit? That's why they sitting in the lobby. Guess who they'll be waiting on? David Pena. That's why you got who? Security with his arms up. That's why they were checking in at the front desk. Look. Oh. So think about why Lirinora said, yeah, we got 5 more other videos. This the cover for this. Because the first thing everybody gonna do is run to the TY video. Run to the Irene video. And with the mindset, this was at 1 song and this was at 2 song. They took you back to the room instead of going down to the lower level and showing you what was up at 2 o'clock. And why everybody seen this shit. Boom. Watch this. That's why the brother showing up. That's why they already had a Kenneka look like her. Keep this in mind. It was organ harvesting, right? Keep this in mind. Check this out. Y'all remember when Andrew Holmes said she was left in the lobby at 3:20? Guess what the footage was gonna show at 3:20 with 1 hour off. 1 hour off. This just to show you how these people was looking at the Kenneka Jenkins case. This at 3:20 with 1 hour off. Keep this in mind. They want us to go with an hour off. Then till you find out the truth on the footage, knock 2 hours off once you find out that. Don't this look like, oh, yeah, they about to get ready to go. Hey, Kenneka ain't even down here. This gonna be right at 3:20, right? Don't this look like in Mitsurusa original 911 call? Yeah, they did see my daughter downstairs with a group of girls and a group of guys. You see what I'm saying? Look at the time. Boom. So they try to make it look like, yeah, boom, let's play it all and make it. Cause Andrew Holmes tried to come with narrative. We're gonna make it look like y'all about to get ready to leave. That's why they look. That's why they got everybody look like they about ready to leave, but it don't look like it though on the footage. So they was like, look, we gotta come up. Just say they just searching for her. Just say, oh, she just turned back around and got on the elevator. They just realized, oh, maybe she got on the elevator, and this thing, you know, he looking up for her on the elevator. But guess what's showing at Tucson? At Tucson. At Tucson. So when you think about Gang Gang and Western them, and when you think about Kilo Brown story, at 2-something in the morning with the manager. Yeah, I was at the room. I was there at 1-something in the morning. Watch this. I'm finna play the whole video.
Well,
Yeah, I'm sorry.
You were the manager, okay.
You was here Friday night, Saturday
Let
morning.
us see her until they put her in the body. We didn't see none down here. We only saw her from neck on up. And her hair was all over her head. It looked like she was fighting. I asked her friends how was her hair was when she left out the hotel. They said her hair was flat and straight down. And when I saw it, it looked like it was just all over her head. It didn't add up. It didn't add up. Were you the one who spoke?
Hello. Parking inside. It's the parking lot. It's a parking lot. Park at the parking lot.
If somebody else parking here, y'all just gotta let them use y'all shit.
You look pretty. Happy birthday. Thank you. That is. Hi, my kids. I told y'all. What you saying over there, Slick? What you say? What you say, Gail Smart?
I really need the weed, bro.
Damn, I just got the weed.
Did you just pass it and they just passed it back?
Let me see who you talking to. It don't matter. I'm putting my face on this now. Did you put any force in this? 1.5. Charlotte Weekends Connection. Hello. 926. 26. What y'all finna do?
And check this out. Guess what this person related to me? This person related to me. They said, look, when Kenneka was killed in the room, guess who also was in the fucking room? In the room, bro. Him. But guess who actually pulled the weapon? This what related to me. I don't know if this shit true, gang, but this what a person said. That's why Jedediah came up there, because that's all they wanted to ask him was you the manager. That's the only thing they want to know. You the manager on the third shift? Yes. What, you know what I'm saying? What time? I left around 1 song. Noah, a manager in his rank, and don't leave at no 1 in the morning. If they don't even work on the overnight shift. But he been tricking. This what related to me. He been tricking with these broads. Him and the staff member, they regulars. Right? And when they killed the girl, right? This is what was told to me. the best way to cover this, that they were like, look, we finna sell the organs. Sell the organs. But y'all got to unlive her though. But we'll cover up the injuries and the bruises, you know what I'm saying? We ain't gonna show, you know. So the pictures they showed us with Photoshop pictures that Mitch Reese agreed to keep the narrative going. So watch this. Hold up. Go back to this. If you listen to everybody there, this the cold part about it. Once you hear Irene, Casualty call, you heard the narrative. They all talking about between 1 and 2:30. 1 and 2:30. If you listen to what they saying at 1 and 2:30, look what the footage will be showing. Check this out. Watch this. Look what the footage will be showing. 1 o'clock to 2:30. That's an hour and a half, right? Hour and a half. We're gonna start it off with these group of guys come in. This at 1 o'clock, right? Right here, 1 o'clock. See this shit? 1 o'clock. Look what's really going on in the footage at 1. At 1 o'clock. 1:24. 1:30. Especially at 1:30. I'm ready to go. Who finna come and pick him up? Bree Bree. Bree Bree. Check this out. 1:50. 2 o'clock. Don't this match up with the police call at 2 something in the morning? We got assault in the battery. Look, don't that finna match up going on 2 o'clock? Boom. Just say assault. They get the call at 2 something. Look when the assault first in the region. Boom. Look, check this out. Look what's going on at 2 o'clock. Pow. Family all on the footage with Western and them, and they all on the terrorist group because they gang affiliated. You see what I'm saying? 2:19. Look what's going on at 2 o'clock. Think about what Mitch Reese told you. Think about what Livanora told you. Think about what the news said around 2:30 in the beginning. She supposed to be walking in the freezer. She supposed to be walking in the freezer. You don't see that on her do it. No. Look at 2:34. Boom. Listen to what P said. Yeah, when we would come back in the room. Listen to what P said when he was searching for her. The search that he described didn't even last for an hour. He said, yeah, man. When we were searching for her, everybody heard P's story. The way y'all thinking, the way they were trying to make it narrative, they were searching for her for a whole hour. For a whole hour. And look what they were really doing on the footage the minute they popped up on the scene. This when they pop up on the scene. Check this out. Look, you say you went to search for her. Listen to his narrative. Yeah, we went in the restaurant. Yeah, where a lot of chairs back there. Yeah, I want to know where she walked back there. And then boom, look. Check this out. That's where they going. Bam. Look. Now they finna leave. Go out the door. Boom. Come back in. Check this out. Let's see when P's come back in. Because you know, this when Irene said, you know, I never left the room. since y'all looking at Irene live and thinking, well, Irene never left the room, because nobody don't never just really talk about Irene. Bitch, you was out the room. Because you on the footage at 2:30 when you claiming to say the bitch, you know what I'm saying, Monife and them, and goddamn it, Shamaya was toting her out the room. You see what I'm saying? Monife, you know what I'm saying, told her out the room at Tucson. This at Tucson. So that means you was leaving 20 minutes, 30 minutes after when and Shamaya and Monife were bringing her out the room. Look what be going on at Tucson. She knew what Monife and them was up to. Then look. Come on, gang. They on the footage. Big suspects. So when you think about, I last saw her at Tucson. Irene, this at Tucson. Look what happened 30 minutes before. If you go back to the police report, that's why they said Monife and Shamaya were missing for 30 minutes. Because they said Shamaya and Monife were looking for her throughout the hallways and had no success, and they went back to the room and said they can't find her. In the police report, they said they were missing for 30 minutes. Look what they were doing for 30 minutes. 30 minutes, bruh. You see what I'm saying? I just want to embed this in y'all head. Look what's on the footage at Tucson. Don't that fit the lawyer? Talking about, yeah, it was employees in the kitchen fixing sandwiches and shit. Then look, you got killer doing what? 2:30. This what will be actually going on at 2:30. What it supposed to be. Boom. Then watch this. 2:30. Look, boom. You see this? All they try to do is match. Look, they knew, watch this game, they knew Monife was down here at Tucson. So guess what they did? When this footage came out right here, close to Tucson, because they knew they gonna be in the area. That's why they got him on the video. Boom! And that's why you got this shit mixed up. That's why they showing Monife in 2 different spots. 2 different locations. Because they let you know it's a video that's out of sync. Now watch how Trey Gang put this video together, right? Now we got a timestamp. Watch this.
No, that's lit. What you say? What you say, Gail Smart?
I really get the weed, bro.
Damn, I just got the weed.
Did you just pass it back?
Let me see who you talking to. It don't matter. I'm putting my face on it. Did you put any force in it? It's on the weekend's connection. Hello? 9:26. 26. What y'all finna do? What the fuck?
Give him the fuck back. I'm like, I don't know her. There's 3 million people there. So when my little cousin called me like, yo, you see what happened to Shorty? I'm like, Shorty, who is that? He tell me, like, that's mama, that Ruth Ann's the granddaughter and all that stuff. I'm like, word, she grew up. So the nigga, basically what happened, like I said, she wasn't for the run. I'm from Chicago, I'm in Brooklyn. He's like, you know that bitch? I'm dumb, like, I don't really give a fuck about it. I'm like, nah, I don't know her. There's 3 million people there. So when my little cousin called me like, yo, you see what happened to Shorty? I'm like, Shorty, who is that? He tell me, like, that's mama, that Ruth Ann's the granddaughter and all that stuff. I'm like, word, she grew up. So the nigga, basically what happened, like I said, after the niggas was trying to fuck her, they was trying to run her, she wasn't for the run, the train shit, you feel me? She was fucking with one nigga. She told Maya told me part of the video, but she
like that one song. I mean, 12 song.
Like shit. But she fucking after she did what she did, they was smoking and shit, and she ducked off on her own. You feel me? Like she ducked off on her own. That's when they got her on video walking back to the front desk.
Boom!
First of all, the freezer's not in the fucking basement. Ain't no freezer in the basement. The freezer was in the kitchen. You feel me?
That's where you get to looking like balls. That's where you get to looking like ball. Cause guess what time? They said one song. They said one song. That's why he telling that one song. And they show you that they know what they were going to show on the footage with the setup. Like, yeah, we got looking like 2. Put that on camera. So you know it was already set up, right? Hold up. Now check this out. Listen to this. Look what the video finna show who got caught in the act round 1. Because all he finna say round what would happen in round 1 and 2 or something in the morning.
He's in the kitchen. That's on the main floor by the lobby area. So it's like I'm from Chicago, I'm in Brooklyn. He's like, you know that bitch? I'm dumb. Like, I don't really give a fuck about it. I'm like, nah, I don't know her. There's 3 million people there. So when my little cousin called, ain't no freezer in the basement. The freezer was in the kitchen. You feel me? He's in the kitchen. That's on the main floor by the lobby area.
So she went by herself. Why the best friend saying, I thought she was behind me?
Because they was the best friend. First of all, there's a lot of fake pages out there. Like, a lot of them shit is fake. So, like, Monife not really writing like they say she writes. You feel me?
Oh, okay.
Like, I can, like, if I answer them, I can 3-way Monife right now. Like, she's not really writing like she's writing. She's not dead. None of that shit. But the situation is, she went down there and said, you feel me? Now, the whole time, but like, Maya's saying she feel like Monife might have something to do with it, you feel me? But ain't happening in the room, you feel me? But, you feel me? Now, whatever plan Monife and the nigga that owned the motherfucking situation, but it was a coincidence. It wasn't like, it was no something. See, dude got caught in the act, he copped the plea. Like, he did a deal with her type shit. Ain't no freezer in the basement. The freezer, yeah, basically, like when she passed out, you know, she's already dead. Like, that's the exact. That's what Mike was saying. That's what the bitch is telling me. They probably thought she was already dead and put it in the freezer type shit.
But I'm saying, so like, why they was trying to act like she was missing instead of just saying like, we tried to, you know what I'm saying, you know what I'm saying?
Listen, you gotta be the game. Monife is the only one that knows what's going on.
Oh, and that's the best friend.
Yeah.
Okay, so on the page they went live on, which is Monife page. Like, okay, so that's not her posting and saying like, this my best friend and all this stuff. Yeah, I know that, but I'm saying the best friend that's posting all the pictures saying like, find her and all this stuff like that. So she wasn't posting it. Monife. Yeah. But I'm saying, so like, why they was trying to act like she was missing instead of just saying like, we tried to, you know what I'm saying, try to. Oh, and that's the best friend. Okay, so on the page they went live on, which is Monife page. Yeah, I know that, but I'm saying the best best friend that's posting all the pictures saying like find her and all that stuff like that. So she wasn't posting it. Malifa. Yeah. So like why Monique, whatever her name is. So like, oh he get hurt.
You and I'ma laugh at me fucked up. That's what I was laughing at. You. That's what I laughed before I come at you. And I'ma laugh at you again. Next time I'm knocking your ass out. Fuck you, time out. Fuck, bitch. It's that when I see you. Cause I don't trust you. You hang with her enemies. Fuck you, time out. She don't like them people, but you hang with them. Yeah. Did you tell me you said fucked her? She grown. All that. No. No, you didn't. That's your friend. That's your best friend. You so hurt, but you hang with her enemies. I don't give a fuck. It ain't my business, but I'll never talk to them people. You hanging with them people. You living with them people. I'm confused about you, baby. You got me fucked up. Fuck you talking about my loyalty lays with my friends.
You the same person telling Bree don't call
tweaking.
her mama.
Yeah, come after don't call her mama, all that. Y'all trying to point the fingers at me. Got me fucked up. I'm 10 toes behind 20, 1,000 behind Kenneka. You got me fucked up. You tweaking. Fuck you talking about who? Mariah. She knew Kenneka ain't like Mariah, but she hanging with her. That's who. You know who, because you come.
Came back looking for her best friend, like, damn, where the fuck they go? Where the fuck they go? So now she looking for her best friend. She can't find her best friend. Meantime, between time, dude who she done ran off this fuck, he's done. He done dipped off. So now while she's around this hotel looking for her motherfucking friend, she can't find her friend because the nigga she left her motherfucking friend with done went and fucked your friend, and your friend was somewhere fighting back. And this nigga probably done accidentally choked that baby out and done choked that little girl to death. Fucked that little baby, got his rocks off, and didn't know what to do with that little girl and drugged that little girl. She ain't give no keys or none of that. They already said the freezer was unoccupied. That's what they already done said. That little girl was off duty, so she didn't have no keys to the hotel. She didn't have access to the things that y'all are trying to say she had access to. That little nigga went off while they was off doing their thing. He went off and did what he did with that little girl, and that girl probably was like, you don't want some fighting back shit. He about choked her out and took her shit and ended up choking that little baby to death, and ended up didn't know, got nervous, drugged that little girl off somewhere, probably sink that motherfucking refrigerator that was unoccupied, put her in there, and then turned it on, you feel me? So that she wouldn't stink or make a smell or something. Come on now, that little nigga turned on the fucking freezer that wasn't turned on for how long? Come on now. So while you running around here looking for your friend, this nigga done hurry up and put your friend in the freezer, my nigga, and done call his homie, and you not knowing because the homie done split up from you. He done called his homie like, hey, nigga, where you at, nigga? What up, nigga, where you at? He like, oh, nigga,
Now y'all see how she explaining everything on the footage at a particular time frame. Now everything when she mentioned around about 3 o'clock and what was going on. Look what's on the footage. No wonder why all this made sense. And check this out. The reason why they took her out the room, because that's what happened. That's what happened. But Kenneka, check this out. Listen to this. Do this make sense, gang, when I say this? Starting off from 12 o'clock in French Cave, I was taking sheets and blankets up there for the weed smell. But in reality, he was taking blankets up there for the blood to change the sheets off the bed, right? Check this out. This who you finna find out who actually murdered her, bro. Cause look, at 12, I went to the room. She was, what he said? At 12 something, she on the bed sleep. Irene said she was on the bed sleep. but the girl was deceased. That's why they had to carry her out the room. And when they carry her out the room, this how they carry her out the room. This what they was doing. Boo y'all at 2 some in the morning. Ain't that accurate? Boom. Stop it right there. So think about if he immediately ran out the room at 12 something and he said the girl was asleep, just think about the girl, something happened in that room, the girl was already deceased. From what told to me, the girl was deceased in the room. That's why they had to bring her out the room. Watch this. And when they had to bring her out the room, that's why Friends K went back to the front desk. That's why they started cutting all the cameras off. See what I'm saying? Round about this time. And guess where they finna start moving? To the 11th floor, 9th floor, and the 6th floor. So watch this. Boom. Check this out. He said an hour later, that's when they noticed Maya and Monife were bringing out the room. So that support his claim. If he went to the room, this got to be the truth. Because ain't nobody told me this shit, you know what I'm saying, if they weren't in that room, bruh. 12:02, he went in the room. That means the girl stayed in the room for 2 hours before they brought her out the room. Boom! This is why he will be running at 12 something, because look what happened. That's why they said Kenneka was roaming the hall for an hour. Right? And when they switched the time again and it made it 2 hours, like, well, you say she missing that 2 some, missing for an hour, then you switch it up for 3 some, missing for an hour. Which one it is? So look what will be going on. Boom. For 2 hours. Look at the footage will be going on for 2 hours. Now you see why Mitchell Reason said, yeah, I want to check those cameras. Can y'all got videotape? Let's go to Tucson. Now you see why she want to check the cameras at Tucson. Cause this is why they cannot show this. How you gonna show us the footage? And if you gonna expose the Crown Plaza, look who gonna be with the staff in the police department. You see what I'm saying? So boom, 2 some, going on 3. Look what will be going on at 3. At 3 o'clock. And listen to this.
Where you at? You and Shorty done? He about telling his homie like, yeah, we done. Meet me at the door. They done met up at the car. Now these niggas gone. You come back and return to the hotel room. Now, shut up. No, shut up. No. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. Fuck all that, because this is the truth. Now, it's hypey. So while she looking for her friend, it's already turned the fuck up at the hotel. It's turned up. Now the police done came. So the police thinking it's a party because it's a bunch of kids in the midst of come up.
And mama ain't got to beg us. We all know something is wrong. She doesn't have to beg. She's asked for help enough times.
And everything I stated since day one is there.
Every single day we've been, listen to this. Every day that we've come out here, something new has been revealed. Every day. We get a new angle, a new clue, a new family member, something new every day.
Exactly. And let them know that is not me on that video y'all fighting. If I be
now look what's all on the video.
I don't know, we're still in the preliminary stages of the investigation, but we have gathered personally more video
employees that would have been in some of the same rooms that she was in as she kind of went through the rooms.
So you see that they would have been in the same rooms. Did you see any?
Now you see how the news would show you this image is showing you her walking. You could believe that or believe this. So look, boom. Bruh, if you listen to the narrative, what Larry Rogers said, would this hit different now? Would this hit different now? Look.
Interaction between her and hotel staff in the footage that you watched?
I did not see any interaction, and we'll have to follow up with identifying the names of those employees to see exactly what they saw. But again, in the kitchen, for instance, you see someone in there mopping the kitchen. Also in the kitchen, you see someone who appears to be preparing some food. These are people who you would.
He even said somebody in the kitchen mopping. Hold on. Did he say somebody in the kitchen mopping? Look what they will be showing. Check this out. Oh, that's why they were showing this at Tucson. Because if you look at this at Tucson, this why they was on their way to her. Now you know what he lying about. Tucson. Look what this video show at Tucson. And look at this video at Tucson. And when you think about Larry Rogers said, he wasn't lying when he said he's going to be people mopping. Because this is what the footage show. He mopping in the kitchen at Tucson. But they ain't telling you that what they was doing at Tucson. Hi, y'all. Look what they doing at Tucson. Same thing with Larry Rice. Yeah, they was downstairs mopping and preparing food. So guess what? They let you know they was taking her to work. While Friends K was up changing sheets and you know what I'm talking about. While he was up there earlier with the sheets and blanket, get rid of the crime scene and all this. 2 hours later, watch this. That's why they fit this narrative, because they're like, we can't show the look. We can show this at Tucson, but we got to edit this. So the people are up this 2 hours, not this down 2 hours. Oh, shit. So if you see him in the kitchen and Shemaya and them in the kitchen, this what you get. This.
Expect to have encountered her or at a minimum seen her as she went through the kitchen area.
So were they seen in the same frames as Kenneka, or they're just seen in other video in the kitchen around the same time? I'm just trying to piece together whether or not they actually may have laid eyes on her.
I cannot say that they laid eyes on her because they are not in the same frame.
Okay.
Again, that's going to require further investigation, but those are some of the things that we're looking into.
There's a man who says that he's working with the family, Andrew Holmes, who's a community activist. He claims that the police department actually showed him some video and that
what you see on the footage, employees in the kitchen, he mopping. The only employee you don't see on the footage is the people that preparing the food round about this time. But guess who you all see on the footage? Hi, y'all. Family members, bruh. Let's go to Tucson. If you go to Tucson, boom. Look. Tucson. Guess where they going? Downstairs to the lower kitchen where he said they was toting the body at. Right here. Got him. Got him. Look who would be all down here. Why that's going on? Bree, killing them. Police. Look. Oh! That's where he come in at? Oh, so if you match this footage with this footage, booyah! It matched perfectly. So you got him in the kitchen at Tucson. Him in the kitchen, Tucson, with these people in the kitchen in Tucson, with the sheriff in the kitchen in Tucson, right? But the news gonna tell you she was walking, even though you seeing this video, they carrying her. Kenneka ain't walking on her own, and you know where they heading to in this location in Tucson. Right? So boom, he wasn't lying. He just didn't tell the whole narrative. At Tucson. Look who you got at Tucson. Bam.
In that video, he saw Kenneka walking into the freezer. Did you see any of that in the video that you were shown?
We did not, and that was a huge bone of contention, quite frankly. It's not clear to us why they showed video footage to anyone other than the family, before the family, and then that claim that he saw her walk into the freezer on video was something we requested and never received, and it appears that was not accurate.
There's also, as we watch this video, obviously when we see Kenneka in the video earlier in the night versus the way we see her walking, she's clearly impaired later on in the evening. I know her mom says that friends said she had...
This shows you propaganda at its finest. You see how they were showing you her walking at Tucson instead of showing you this? Come on, man. That's why Mr. Reese said, I believe the hotel helped kill my daughter. Because the hotel staff was in the room when the murder occurred. And they made these people move her out the room and took her to the lower level until the police moved the body to the upper freezer. And since the police moved the body, that's why they had to let her stay there for a long period of time. Because of, you don't want nobody to know you moved the body. Because you got fixed liver mortgage and lividity, you know what I'm saying, the pallet mortgage. You got to think about all that. Then you got to think about pallet mortgage. Then you say she in the freezer. Then you can't show no signs of frostbite or no kind of image or pictures of showing some type of frozen. You just show her already embalming fluid. She was already embalmed it. And you cover up the neck part. And then when you cover up the neck part and put her in the freezer, right? Then you had the look-alike. Look at the hair. That ain't even Kenneka about her hair. Because her hair is silk and laid to the side. This is frizzy. Look at this shit. That's why they had to have a look-alike. Because check this out. If Kenneka showed up at the party, because the person told me, they said, man, look, Trey Gang, when Kenneka was walking in the parking lot, she was by herself. She wasn't with Bree now. She came there earlier that day around 10 something. And I was like, what? She was like, yeah. With Irene. earlier with Irene. Look, check this out. Y'all know I ain't lying. And when I explain this, y'all already know. No, I ain't lying when I show this receipt. Irene come there. Boom. They show up. Watch this. Irene end up leaving. Think about what would happen in the room at 12 something. So when everything would happen at 12 something, this how you get the footage altered. Cause when Irene came back, that's why she came back, because what happened at 12 something. Oh, so boom, you match it up. Now you see why friends came running. Cause when Irene came back, look, when Irene came back at that motherfucker, boom, everybody's showing up. Boom, Carl Nesbitt, bam. Look, don't mind this. Don't mind Kenneka. Just think about Bree, the big three coming in. Cause look, boom. Bam. Look what time is going on. Wham. Wham. Boom. Oh! See that at 12? Boom. Think about the narrative of what the lawyer finna say, Larry Rogers, in the beginning. Now you finna see that's why they got him out that case. Cause look what he said. Boom. Bam. Family members all over. How many Teresa's gonna get out of this? She gonna need $1 million lawyer to get out of this. Say that ain't no family member. Them just guys from Western Side. From the same neighborhood. She don't know these people. Boom. Gotta protect. So look. Just drop a video and show Irene and T.Y. in them video around and fit this. This will cover everybody for 2 to 3. 2:30 to 3. Boom. Check this out. Cause look, it's covering up for Bree again. It's covering up for the family again. It's covering up for everybody again. So when that video covering up for everybody, they're gonna switch this video like, yeah, this for some. You know what I'm talking about? So now that made this look like a search. Oh, we looking for her now? But the whole time, this when they were going down. Man, this is a cold setup. See this? And then let's play this video.
One cup. What was that 1 cup of? Was it alcohol? Is the thinking that perhaps that may have been laced with something?
Yeah, that's something that we have not been able to verify or validate yet. She is disoriented as you see her walk through the hallways, and that should have been apparent to anyone who encountered her. Let me also point out, you mentioned video footage of the kitchen. That is not the kitchen where she was ultimately found. She was found in an abandoned kitchen that apparently has not been used for years, but for some unknown reason, the hotel left available and accessible, and for an even stranger reason, they seem to leave a freezer on in the back corner of that abandoned kitchen. So those are things, trying to figure out exactly why it was accessible at all, and then secondly, why that freezer was on.
Right, and I know those are answers you're trying to get from the hotel. I want to point out we've reached out to the hotel as well. We have not heard back. I know you're also waiting on those toxicology reports, which will be very important. I don't want to let you go, though, without asking you how the family's doing. This has been an agonizing couple of weeks. I know they're trying to plan services. How is Kenneka's family?
It's very tough, and they're in the process of trying to bury her. It's now over 2 weeks since, just about 2 weeks since she passed. But they are plowing through it, and they appreciate the support and really everyone's support in trying to find out what exactly happened to Kenneka that evening.
Larry Rogers Jr., we appreciate you joining us. Thank you so much, and please express our condolences as well.
we really realistically thinking. For number 2, Kenneka's death did not occur in the hotel. Kenneka did not die in room 926. Let me get.
That's why he said Kenneka did not die in room 926 when she actually did. But since the police put out edited video showing you looking like that she roaming around in the kitchen, now you can say that boom, throw a conspiracy out there, she was downstairs in the lower level. But in reality, we see how she got downstairs in the lower level. So Miss Teresa wanted to throw it off and was like, well, look, since y'all made us kill my daughter, even though, you know what I'm saying, the reason why we killed her because y'all had to organ harvest her body so we get the money. So I'm going to just tell everybody about the ambulance. I'm going to just tell everybody, you know what I'm saying, yeah, the hotel helped keep my child and all this, and then you got to live in no time. You know the hotel, you know, for selling, you know what, and they brought the harvesting up. Right? So now you see why it was a back and forth game with Miss Teresa in the police department. Right? So Miss Teresa wanted to be like, well, look, in her mind, maybe she was thinking like, if I show evidence of the public that it was organ harvesting without exposing my family members, she was thinking that she can expose this organ harvesting and the world will go crazy. You know what I'm saying? And until she thought about it, like, I should have never said that because they can come back on me. Check this out. This is a cold part of what the other family member said, right? Check this out. Y'all remember the Kimberly Wild story? I believe there's somebody in Miss Teresa family that's the Kimberly Wild story. Cause if you look at the Kimberly Wild story, when she was talking about, yeah, it was guys and it was dude, that's my baby daddy, and all of this shit, right? Explaining what would happen in the room. Keep this in mind, every time when they tell you what happened in the room, you got a timestamp on it. He ain't like, yeah, they was in the room at 8 something in the morning. Kenneka came up missing. You can't say Kenneka came up missing 8 in the morning or 12 at night. You know what I'm saying? You got to tell what time she actually came up missing, and you got to cover up with a lie. So when you had the Kimberly Wild story, who the fuck you think she talking about now when she said my baby daddy was there, right? And she was there. And this at 2 something in the morning. And look who baby daddy you will see on the footage. At 2 something in the morning. In Kimberly Wild story. And once you think about the Kimberly Wild story, you got to go back to the Keela Brown story. Because that's the Kimberly Wild story. But guess what they're going to link back to? Family members, right? Not only to family members. Just say like, this is the reason why. If you got your homeboys, this your brother, your sister homeboys, this is going to link you back to the family. If you catch on to his move. Just say if you catch on his move and be like, yeah, Killer, we got evidence, Killer got something to do with it. And then you got the evidence. Guess what it's going to lead back to? Oh, that's why they playing the role. Oh, that's why Miss Teresa said, I believe those kids. You see what I'm saying? That's why she said, I believe every story they told me. And Miss Teresa said, yeah, do I need to play Miss Teresa video? Cause this shit finna hit different. Watch this. I could just leave this on this screenshot right here. This at 2:19. This at 219. Watch how I can kill the game with this shit. With Miss Teresa. Look, this at 219. This is damn near 20 minutes earlier. 20 minutes earlier than you got him coming in. Right? Living said we got video. Guess what the video Living gonna show? They all in the room. But the hotel got video them out the room before they change the timestamps, right? So look, 2-something in the morning. Watch how this whole interview finna hit different. Hold up. Watch this. Watch how Miss Teresa interview finna hit different with the time alone. Watch this game.
We want to introduce and we want to bring on the show today.
This at Tucson.
Miss Teresa Martin.
Listen to her answer.
We know you're going through a difficult time, a tough time, and there's a lot of emotions and feelings and just a lot that you're dealing with at the moment. So up front, we just want to say thank you for taking the time to come and join us and speak with us today.
Thank you all for having me.
Absolutely.
You're welcome.
So for those who, I'm assuming everyone in Chicago knows the story of Kenneka Jenkins by now, but Kyle, just a little backstory. The 19-year-old girl who was found frozen in a freezer in the Rosemont Crown Plaza Hotel.
That's right.
So let's start there. Let's start the night that you got the phone call about your daughter.
Okay. I received a phone call, 4:34 in the morning.
Stop it. Look what time this footage showed. This at 10:46. This at 10:46, right? Irene related to Miss Teresa. She finna show up with family members of Miss Teresa. 10:30. You got these guys showing up, killing them. 10:30. Right? Another family member, Cece, cousin Miss Teresa, and got pictures all on Facebook at the house. Photo with Miss Teresa. Watch this. Boom. Irene come back. What time is it? 10:50. Going on 11 o'clock. So now we at the 11 o'clock mark. Right? Check this out, Miss Teresa. I hope you watching this. Cause Trey ain't finna be a beast. 11:05. That's why she gonna be dressed up like him. That's why she gonna be dressed up like who? And he gonna be dressed up like who? Watch this. Who she gonna dress up like? The trans? At the front desk, right? She gonna dress up like who? Shiloh. And Bree. Shiloh. Just without the white jacket. But if you look at Bree wardrobe, right? Check this out. Damn near the same. All right. Boom. Damn near the same. Who would be dressed up like Shemaya? I want to know who would be dressed up like Shemaya. All right. You see how everybody dressed, right? It's a reason for that. Boom. Look at everybody dressed up like. Bam. The female. Just the female. I want to know who's going to dress up like Shemaya. Right? Hold up. Boom. Look at Shemaya. Who gonna dress up like Shemaya? I'm finna show you who finna dress up like Shemaya. Hold up. Watch this. Y'all see Shemaya? Look at the pants. That's Shemaya, right? That's Shemaya. You see Shemaya? That's Shemaya right there, right? See what she got on. Let me get a good shot. You see that what Shemaya got on? Let's go to TY Live. TY Live video. And that white girl damn near dressed like Shemaya in this photo. The same girl that in this video right here. Look. Now just check it out. Boom. Look who Bree. Look who Monife. She in all black, right? Guess who else gonna be in all black? Like Monife. Boom. Punky. All white. Look. So, once you heard Miss Teresa's story, check this out. Listen to this now.
From her friend, stating to me that my daughter's missing. They can't find her. So I asked them, could they take their time, just have a little patience at first to see if they can find her. In the background, I hear one of the other friends stating, she tired of waiting, she tired of this, getting a little rowdy. So I asked them to calm down and just bring my car to me.
Because your daughter because they were at the hotel for a party, and your daughter was the driver of the night.
Yes, my daughter was the driver of the night.
So they had her keys at this moment.
They had her keys. And they never mentioned that they had a phone until after I got off the phone with one friend. I called her phone just to hear other friend state to me that I have a phone too. So I asked them, I said, y'all, wait, hold on. You have my car keys and her cell phone? I knew something wasn't right.
Right. So, after that story, you obviously went to the hotel and began the search for your daughter. And the hotel at first wasn't as cooperative, correct?
No, they wasn't.
Okay.
From when me speaking with her friends, when the hotel.
Here go the very. Now she finna tell you from me speaking with her friends. Listen to her narrative to what the footage showing at Tucson. Look, Do this footage look like that everybody leaving? Watch this at Tucson. At Tucson. Especially right here. Going on 3. You see this shit? Listen to this.
I'm sorry. The friend stated to me that they was looking for, because I asked them, to continuously look for it at first.
Right.
And she said that they was making them leave. The hotel was,
They were trying to kick him out.
Yes, they were going to kick him out that night.
And
because
this is like about 4:00 in the morning.
Oh, before.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
They was going to kick them out if they leave and call the police on them to arrest them.
Now, why were they threatening to do that? Just because they were being too rowdy, making too much noise?
No, because they stated to me that they told them that my daughter was missing. They can't find her.
And they felt like that was reason to kick everybody out?
Yes, obviously.
Don't you got her dead in the track too? They was kicking them out. The police on the scene, on the footage at Tucson with the friends. And boom, and look what happened. Everybody leaving that motherfucker and making everybody leave and certain people stay. Golly, bro. So think about what Miss Teresa said in the first breaking news. I believe Crown Plaza and the Rosemont Police Department helped kill my child. Look what's on the footage. You believe or not on it? Yup, I do when she said that. Because look, and listen to her answer.
When was, the friends that called you, when was their last time that they saw your daughter, Kenneka, alive? What's their last reaction and interaction with Kenneka?
Well, they stated to me it was 2, because I asked them how long she been missing.
It was 2 hours before.
And they said it was 2 hours before they called me.
2 hours, they go back to Tucson. Then she just set up and answered the question when they were kicking them out the hotel. So all this fit in the description at Tucson. So boom, if she telling you all this at Tucson, why you think Liver Nora over there quiet? Because she said she got 5 more other videos. Keep in mind, they want us to believe she's still in the room. You see what I'm saying? You can't forget about Liver Nora. That's why Liver Nora quiet. Think about Liver. She was still in the room. Liver Nora narrative. Yeah, she was still in the room at Tucson. She was dancing, party, none of that. Kenneka was the first person that was at the front door talking about that's the manager. Oh, shit. Remember that? But Miss Teresa don't got that same energy. Because look what she's saying.
I asked them, why didn't they call me before? They said because one of the friends didn't want me to know that my daughter was missing. The one that left my house with Kenneka.
Right.
With Bree. Not Kenneka. With Bree. This at Tucson. Now, you know what I'm saying? What we seeing on the footage. How she, boom, boom, boom. Now look. Look what the footage showed. 2 hours. Boom. 2:30. Now keep this in mind. This at 3 o'clock. Kilo Brown narrative finna kick in. She went viral about 3 o'clock. The police up there, everything getting hyped. Look what Miss Teresa narrative.
Now, but did they say how she broke from the group? Like, how did she break away from the group?
Right.
Okay, it was like 2 different stories. First, that day that she came, she came up missing, they stated that they left her in the front lobby, which is on my 911 call.
Okay.
Because that's what they told me. Then later on,
look what it look like. They leaving. Look what it look like. Irene leaving. It would make sense to say, yes, just say y'all left in the lobby around You know what I'm saying? Tucson. Right? But Andrew Holmes said, nah, we're going to say at 320. Because at 320, it'll look more believable at 320. You see what I'm saying? When you knock 1 hour off for it. You see what I'm saying? You got to look at the police, look at it like, look, they know what's on the camera. So why would you think that Bree, Shamaya, and them will be playing a role on the footage? You got these grown-ass men hugging hands with young-ass girls. Like they a couple or something. Some R. Kelly ass shit, right? On the footage, right? Nobody ain't talking about. And they hugged up lovey-dovey with these people and all this shit. Monife is the only one to scrub right at this time. And this at 2-something in the morning. That's why she putting it off on Monife, bro, at 2-something in the morning. Then telling everybody, yeah, they were making them leave. They was making, look where everybody going. With the sheriff, employees. That what Teresa ain't told the world, bro. Everything. Look what you see. All that's going up on 3 o'clock. To 3 o'clock. That's just 30 minutes. From 2:30 to 3 o'clock. 30 minutes, gang. And they stretched out 30 minutes to 36 hours to figure out that 30 minutes what happened to her and go back to the 36 hours investigating what led up to it. Watch this.
That day in the afternoon, headed towards the evening, they stated to me they left her upstairs by the room door. You know.
So they changed where they saw her last.
Yes.
But isn't there a point, if I recall correctly, when they released the videotapes, there was a point where she got out the elevator, but somebody was in the elevator? Am I recalling that wrong?
Those were, I think, the allegations of people saying that they were in the elevator. Because there's been so many conspiracy theories when it.
And remember, they were showing her getting off on the elevator at 2-something, a lookalike. A lookalike. A family member. In the beginning at 2-something, this is why they had to change stuff. Because we can't show this at 2-something because they slipped up and showed this at 2-something in the beginning. This. At 2-something, this in the beginning they dropped. This was at 2-something. This was at 2. This wasn't at 1. This was at 2-something. So they were like, nah, we can't show her. You know what I'm saying? Walking, and we got employees in the kitchen. That's why you got Larry Roderick like, yeah, we got people mopping in the kitchen and all liquor. Look how then when they showed Kenneka part walking in the kitchen, they were like, nah, they won't look right. They just finna expose her. So they had to switch her from walking in the kitchen from 2-something. Hold on. From 2-something to 3-something. Even though this a lookalike. This a family member, bruh. This is not Kenneka, bruh. So they switched it up to 3 instead of 2-something. Cause look what it'll look like at 2-something. Look what this footage would look like at 2-something with Kenneka on it. This footage. Every footage you see right here. Just imagine this at 2-something. Look what this would sound like when they released this at 2-something. Oh shit. We gotta say, we gotta change this time to 3-something. I mean, we gotta change this time to 2-something and change this to 3-something. Cause they're gonna make her look like she walked in the kitchen with employees. You see what I'm saying? Then this was leaving North in the comment there. look, since y'all gonna switch it up at threesome, cause I don't want to get y'all caught up at twosome. Watch this. Cause I don't want to get y'all caught up at twosome. So we gonna just drop videos that she would still be in the room at twosome to cover up for the employees that was on the move at twosome with family and friends. Boom. See that? Now do that make sense now? Twosome. Going on 30 minutes. And listen to this whole interview.
Comes to what happened with your daughter, Kenneka.
So we didn't see anybody in the elevator with her.
No, not in the videos, not that I saw. Did you guys see anything different? No, we didn't see anything with that. No.
Okay.
But again, so many conspiracy theories were being thrown out there.
Right.
So now, okay, so you're at the hotel, you find her. So when do they actually, from when you get to the hotel, when does the hotel finally find your daughter in the freezer?
Well, once I arrived, they finally found her after the third time of us coming in, me and my family coming up to the hotel, begging for help from the hotel, pleading with them, and also Rosemont Police Department.
So it was like hours. Like, was it like 36 hours?
Yes, it was like 36 hours.
I have a question about why, if somebody says that their daughter is missing in their hotel, why wouldn't they be willing to help? Did they give you a reason as to, we're not concerned, she'll just show up, she's probably okay, and they just blew it off? Did they have a reason for why they're not willing to help at that point?
Well, they stated to me that, basically it wasn't their concern, the hotel, Crown Plaza, and manager at the time.
And manager? Did she say manager at the time? So look who she would be covering up for. Hold on, guys. Who she would be covering up for? At what time?
Not all who is readily available. Who was here on Friday night, Saturday morning?
It's a different question. Were you?
Yeah, I was here.
You were the manager, okay.
You was here Friday night.
Yeah.
Saturday morning.
Saturday, yeah, I've been here around the clock.
Hell no, I went with that girl. I went with her at all.
So you were working that night?
Oh,
She
yeah,
died?
about 5:30. She died like around 1 or 12. Like,
Hell no.
Yeah, I was here.
You were the manager, okay.
You was here Friday night. Saturday
They didn't let
morning.
us see her until they put her in the body. We didn't see none down here. We only saw her from neck on up. And her hair was all over her head. It looked like she was stifled. I asked her friends, I was
That's why that person came to me and said, Trey Gang, I want to snitch on Friend's Cave because he getting away. Look. Boom. Manager at the time, Mr.
Do you have a
Reese.
reason for why they're not willing to help at that point?
Well, they stated to me that, basically it wasn't their concern, the hotel, Crown Plaza, and manager at the time.
And that's why Leonora don't want to rat him out, because Leonora and her little girl clique been tricking. Been tricking with David Pena. They been tricking with this man for years. That's their hotel connection. I didn't even know this. That's how Miss Teresa got the hookup on the hotel, because they been partying at the hotel with at David Pena and them hotel. David Freeman. Since Kenneka with kids. Her mammy started all this shit. Not even the mammy, the grandmammy. That's why they got access to hotel room and Western them just be deep at the hotel like, yeah, cause that shit, all Illinois friends ain't nothing but hoes and prostitutes. And Shade Tree her and her beauticians. That's how all this got started. Miss Reese said out her own mouth, I've been doing this for years at hotels. All of a sudden, your daughter end up dead at a hotel? At a party? Then she said the manager at the time. Look.
They stated to me that, basically it wasn't their concern, the hotel, Crown Plaza, and manager at the time.
And manager at the time. This who Miss Teresa protecting, bro. Him. David
Friday available. Not all who is readily available. Who?
Him. And when he dropped that bread off, when he dropped that real money off, that real hush money, that's why they never said his name. That's why they left him out the picture. If you listen closer to this question, this will be going on at 2-some in the morning. Going on 3 o'clock when they asking this question.
She's probably okay and they just blew it off. Did they have a reason for why they're not willing to help at that point?
Well, they stated to me that, basically it wasn't their concern, the hotel, Crown Plaza, and manager at the time. That's a police matter.
Police matter. At the time, check this out. When she said at the time, this a police matter, manager, at the time, with the staff, this is going to be at this time with the police department. This shit hit different now, don't it? With David Pena, with the police department up there.
At that point?
Well, they stated to me that, basically it wasn't their concern, the hotel, Crown Plaza, and manager at the time. That's a police matter.
Guess what? You finna expose Miss Teresa. Cause what Miss Teresa was doing at 2:30 in the morning, calling the hotel, and look what the footage showing. Hi y'all! At 2-some in the morning. God damn it! 2-some in the morning. Hold up. Hold up. With that being said, game over with. The game is over with. If she was calling that hotel at 2-some in the morning, and she was in communication with the staff and the police department. Hold up. Let me pull this up. I'm finna pull it up. Maybe it hit real different when I come back, right? Hold on. Let me show y'all this. I'll be right back. Goddamn. I got to pull this up. I gotta go to my download. I gotta go to the Kenneka Jenkins file on this shit. Hold up. Hold up. Man, goddamn it, I gotta get Miss Teresa on that one. I gotta get her on this one. Hold on. Hold on, gang. I gotta get her on this one. Hold up. I got it. I got it, gang. Here we go. Here we go. What they say right here, gang? At 2:30, Miss Teresa Martin was assured by Crown Plaza and hotel staff members they would check the cameras at 2:30. What this showing at 2:00? Look what this showing at 2:00. You got a shelf. What Larry Rogers was talking about. He mentioned the mop man. And he said they were also searching for her at the same time. The family supposed to be searching for Kenneka at the same time while you got employees in the kitchen. So if you go to Larry Rogers, and the Feiger, Gregory Feiger, and Miss Teresa narrative, they all got something in common. The family was there with the staff members at 2-something in the morning trying to rap about how she got in the freezer and they had a disagreement around 3-some in the morning. Look, that's why Miss Teresa said, can y'all check those cameras at Tucson? Who you think Miss Teresa want to catch up? Him? Him? You can't catch him and catch him without catching them. And them. That means if the lady wanted to snitch, she gonna have to give everybody up. Including her own, bro. You see what I'm saying? And this at Tucson. This 30 minutes we dealing with. This is 30 minutes we dealing with right now. From 3. So watch this. Hold up. I'll be right back. I'll be right back, gang. Hold on. Where am I John at right here? Okay. All right. So look. That's why the court papers, this what happened when Miss Teresa talked too much and got power over the public. Since you trying to expose us, Miss Teresa, we gonna expose you at Tucson then. Staff members and everything. You would talk to us, the security, and you were checking for those cameras. Keep this in mind. Miss Teresa started out with her story. I first got the call at 4:34. But look, that's why Miss Teresa will be caught. Then look what will be going on at 3. And make it so bad. If you look what was going on at 3:32 on the footage, right? Look what the court paper gonna say. She was seen entering the kitchen. So look, all you got to do is do this. Miss Teresa called the hotel talking about at 2:30. 2 minutes later, The video shows she gonna be with staff member. So when you look at 3:32, look at this at 2:32. 2 minutes. Right? 2 minutes after Miss Teresa called, what she gonna want to see? Cameras in the kitchen. It's room where the Plotel doors at. So if you look from 2:30 to 2:32, that's 2 minutes. She was last seen by her friend. No wonder why they said she was last seen by her friend and staff members at Tucson. So what Miss Teresa gonna expose that Tucson getting justice for Kenneka without exposing her damn self? You see what I'm saying? All that shit Miss Teresa did was woofing on the internet. That's all this lady was doing. That's why Miss Teresa was like, yeah, show me. If you think about it, that's why this lady was talking about, yeah, give me that. Who cut her hair? Where all her belongings? She mentioned all the evidence they gave her on the crime scene. Look, if this at 2:30, that means they gave her evidence on the crime scene damn near 3 to 4 hours later. On the footage. Cause look, once you go on the footage when when Miss Teresa discovered the body, they said they was at 5. Guess what? That's gonna go back 5, not 2 hours. Look, check this out. If that's at 5 o'clock, right, in the kitchen, and you knock 2 hours off all the footage, this what you get. Look, you knock 2 hours off this footage. Look what they prepared for. Ain't it look like that? Yeah, shit. This at 3 something in the morning. Miss Teresa finna see the body 2 hours after this. And they finna have her everything that was in the freezer in her possession. Payal. Then when you go to Franz K letter, man, he must really been spooked. He must really been spooked when he sent this shit to me. Cause he said, look, watch this. At 12 something, he noticed the girl on the bed sleep. I'ma just say the girl on the bed dead. And she had all her clothes on, and the room looked normal. So we were puffing the green, trying to figure out how we gonna get her out the room. So I go downstairs and get bed sheets and bring the bed sheet back up to the room because we need to change the bed sheet because the blood stains and we don't need DNA on now. But I'm gonna just tell everybody it was just the weed smoke. So boom, Risco started turning cameras off. Before Risco turned cameras off, look what he said at 12. All this supposed to be going on 12. After when he took sheets and blanket, he said he returned. Look, he said when he took sheets and blanket for the weed smell, he returned to the lobby and then filed an incident report. He ain't sure what the time, but he said maybe an hour or two later, go back to Tucson. Hour or two later in the hallway because we were watching the camera and behind the front desk, and then when Risco had on the app, and you know, they cut the cameras off, he responded to cut the cameras off. Then when the girl Kenneka came outside room 926 with 2 of her friends, and they went back in for a short conversation for some guys, grabbed her in the hood and pulled her inside the elevator. Now guess what that sound like? What we saw on the footage at Tucson. Hold up. I'll be right back. Hold on, let me find it right quick. Hold on. I gotta find the guy. I just had the video up right here. I got it. Right here. What this look like? What do this look like? Pow! Time match up now, don't it? This at 2 o'clock. Boom. If you got this at 2 o'clock, that's why he said this. Maybe an hour or two later from 12 o'clock, we was in the hallway, and that's why Shamaya and them was saying, ooh. So that mean, boom. Prince K knew what happened to her in that fucking room. They y'all knew what happened to her in that room with staff members. Right? Check this out. At 12:30. That's why he brought the sheet. And it took 2 hours for them to bring her out the room. That's why they said they last saw her at Tucson. Because they all confessed it was. She left the room at Tucson. They agreed with that. But they just didn't tell us the truth. The condition how she was left out the room. And then when Miss Teresa come in there.